Hello, this is Carma Spence, the Own Your Awesome Business and Life Coach. And thank you for joining us for my second podcast, the CAP podcast. Last episode, we had Cindy Ashton talking about how to have a persuasive voice. And today, I'm really excited to have Bob Baker on the line. The reason why I asked him is because he's actually making a living as a full-time author, something that I wish and hope for all the entrepreneurial authors out there listening to this podcast and beyond. He has developed a successful niche writing and speaking about music marketing and self-promotion for songwriters, musicians, and bands. He has several books out on the market, including 55 Ways to Promote and Sell Your Book on the Internet, Guerrilla Music Marketing, and Unleash the Artist Within, as well as one called Branding Yourself Online, which I liked because I have 57 secrets for branding yourself online.
It's a familiar phrase to you, isn't it?
It is. And welcome to the CAP podcast, Bob.
Carma, thank you so much. I'm really thrilled to be here. Thanks for asking me.
Oh, I'm very happy to, and especially since I recently took your Guerrilla Book Marketing class, and it was awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. And you were a great resource and contributed a lot to that group. So I appreciate that as well.
Awesome. So first, why don't you just tell us a little bit about, how did you become a full-time author? What is your secret?
My secret is slogging it out for a couple of decades. So my first book was published 21 years ago in like 1993 or 94, 93. And it was a book on the music business. And that really piqued my interest. I mean, when I held that first book in my hand, I was like, you know what? I think this is going to be a big part of my future. But I was publishing a local music newspaper at the time. So I was already kind of like a local journalist, right? Combined two of my passions, writing and music, into one thing. But I did that for another 5 years before I put that to rest, to really dedicate my time to using the internet to reach my audience. I wasn't concerned. I think the thing was I took an unconventional approach, and I was sort of indie and DIY even before it was cool. back in the now it's sort of like the way to go, but back then it was somewhat unheard of. But I didn't want to mess with dealing with book publishers and book reviewers and libraries and retailers and all this stuff. I was mostly interested in reaching the end user, the people I was really directing my message to, which was other working musicians like myself.
Yeah.
Who are curious and confused about marketing, and I had a way of attacking the topic, breaking it down, writing in a conversational tone, demystifying the whole thing, and then giving a ton of examples and case studies, and making them think that, wow, this thing isn't so hard after all. I can be creative and have fun with it and reach my fans. And so I just year after year, and actually I'm celebrating 10 years being self-employed. The last day job that I had was in 2004. I quit that job.
High five.
I wasn't let go. I actually put in my notice because I built up my book business enough to support myself, and I haven't looked back since.
That is so inspiring. I mean, I want to be Bob when I grow up.
You can't. You should actually want to be Carma. But if I can be an inspiration, then I have served my purpose there.
Yeah, this is true. I do want to be Carma, and I don't know how to be anything else.
That's right. You couldn't if you tried.
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, being full time as an author isn't. I mean, not everyone has to take that path. You can just put out a book out to do good in the world and share your message with the many people, and do it part time. I was just stubbornly determined I always have been since I was young, to make a living doing something that I was meant to do. That was a true expression of who I am. I mean, we all aspire to that, but maybe I was just more doggedly determined to make it happen. And so it was just, lots of years of cranking out tons of content online in the form of articles, blog posts. I started a podcast, back, several years ago. I jumped on YouTube in 2006. So whenever something was popular or there was a new medium that a lot of people were talking about or using, I would say, well, how can I use this to spread my message to more people? And so but you do that for a couple of decades and it can pay off.
Exactly.